The final module of this, our second course on Veeam, offers a bit of a Rosetta Stone for the other of the two on-premises hypervisors that Veeam can integrate with, that being Microsoft Hyper-V. And I know I've mentioned this several times here, how we've done just about every bit of the work here so far with VMware vSphere, and we focus our attentions here with this single module on what's different and also what's the same here for Hyper-V. I do so on purpose because what you're about to find out is that the experience for pretty much everything we've seen, with a couple of differences, is actually remarkably similar to everything you would see there in the VMware operating system. And so I wanted to constrain down the entire conversation for the other of these two hypervisors here into this single module where we'll talk about exactly what it is you need to know if that's the hypervisor you choose. Now, for this, we're not going to walk through all the demonstrations. You're not actually going to see all the things that we've seen here so far on top of vSphere, but I do just want to show you those few places where you are going to see something slightly different from what we've seen already. We'll start out first by talking about the major differences here between vSphere and what we have with the Hyper-V and SCVMM integration. We also here with Hyper-V tend to run those virtual machines, not always, but in many cases, atop a special kind of file server here, our SMB3-based file servers. These can be local disks, or they can be SOFS clusters that are separate from the Hyper-V clusters you're probably working with. These clusters, just like regular file servers, will serve up a file that can exist on any of the machines there in that cluster. And because of that, very similar to the storage, the hardware storage activities that we had to do and really couldn't see back in the earlier modules, there are just some extra configurations here for those SMB3 servers. And so for our second topic here, I'll talk for just a bit about what you need to know and a couple of extra clicks you'll need to have to directly connect to your SMB3 servers if you don't want to install proxies directly on your hypervisor hosts. From there, we'll go about configuring a Hyper-V host, and specifically as an on-host proxy. We'll also take a look at off-host proxies, which we can attach there to our SMB3 servers or clusters or other types of storage. We'll take a look at some of the special considerations here for backups on local and CSV storage. We'll talk just a bit about some of the things you need to be aware of in terms of quiescence here with Hyper-V backups. Windows Server 2016 and 2019 changed, but also kind of eased the process of dealing with backups here in Hyper-V, and I'll show you here just what you need to know. We'll talk also about some of the replication scenarios here for Hyper-V. You'll find them to be remarkably similar, and then we'll configure and execute a Hyper-V backup job just to prove that we can do it. At the conclusion of this module, in combination with everything we've seen here so far, you should be then prepared to integrate your Veeam infrastructure with your Hyper-V hypervisors and then perform all the other tasks that we've seen here in the demonstrations.